Tapping on the Rubrics button takes us to the list of rubrics that are installed in the app on your iPad. Tapping on a rubric's name will take us to that rubric. Now, if I go back to the list, if you have a large list of rubrics to sort through, you can select from the tags that might be associated with the rubrics. So we just want to find the maths rubrics. That's as easy as that. Or you can tap show all and type something in there, for instance, and finds it straight away. So either way, you can use the tags or type something that might be in the title to narrow down your list of rubrics that you're looking for. Going back to show all, and once again we'll go to a rubric. Now here you can see that you can create a new rubric. You can also do that back at the list of rubrics. You can duplicate a rubric, which might be a worthwhile thing to do, where you have our sample rubrics and you want to preserve them, and then so you can simply duplicate it to work with the copy. Of course, you can delete a rubric, but there are rules associated with deleting rubrics. If you've actually created some assessments against students for a rubric, well, then you're going to have to remove those students and or assessments prior to deleting the rubric. And you can share a rubric via email with your colleagues or with us if you're interested in having your rubric posted to our website for others to be able to access. You can edit a rubric's name. Well, first though, I might duplicate this rubric so that we can do some work on it. As you can see, the word copy comes up there in the name, but from there you can change the name of the rubric just by tapping in the field and so forth. You can add some notes about who it might be used for, but also you can attach a tag to the rubric. Now, we've built in some tags for you to possibly use. This clearly, well, I've already got English. I'll just put teachers there for the moment. But you can also create your own tag simply by typing in the tags field a tag and hitting return will add that tag to the rubric, as you can see there. We also have a field for the source of the rubric. If you've got the rubric from somewhere else, it's a good idea to acknowledgement. We would expect to see an acknowledgement if you do send the rubric to us in this field. Here we have the criteria rows, and you can see that each value has a score associated with it. These are all editable. You can put in whatever scores you want to use. You can also change the number of values that are associated with any individual criteria line. So if, for instance, I tap the duplicate this line icon just here, tap, just needed to respond to my finger, there we go, and you can see we now have a copy of that line and we can edit it to our heart's content, etc. Now, but the point here is that if I want to, say, reduce the number of values that I'm working with on any criteria row, I simply tap the relevant one, and there we are. The last two values are greyed out and we can't access them. I can bring them back just by tapping the 5 again, but I have now lost whatever I might have put in there. And so if I do want to use these values, I do have to retype something. This the total at the end, the maximum score at the end, will represent whatever is the maximum value across the maximum score across the values for the criteria here, and which will then be added up to the total up here to represent the maximum score possible for the rubric. So there's a lot of flexibility here. You can create rubrics that meet your needs with relative ease. Being able to share a rubric then with your colleagues means that everybody within the department can be assessing using the same rubrics. Just a quick example here of what you can do with just two values. is we can maybe say that this particular example requires that a person be in attendance, so we can create an attendance criteria and come across here. I'll select all of this and we can put in present and then move to the next one and put in absent. From there we can say that attendance is worth 5 marks and non-attendance is worth 0. And that becomes then that rubric line. So when we make the assessment, tapping present will assign a value of 5, or tapping absent will of course attract no score. That's all with respect to the creation and management of rubrics. If you do have any questions, please have a look at the Q&A on our website, or you're welcome to get in touch with us via email to make your query. Thank you very much.